Alright, what is good, guys? In this sample company, I'm showing you sort of the whole screening process from initial all the way to actually bringing someone on. And in the sample process, I'm going to show it to you for the role of AI model trainer. Now, this is a job that is super, super important in today's economy because all kinds of companies need people to label their data, and that's how you train these machine learning models over time. So, whether that's image classification, um, determining determining the output of various models such as ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, a lot of companies need people to label the data. This is an example of that role of AI model trainer. Now, you'll see in the pre screening stage, all the applicants show up as sort of a general overview. Now, if I want to, as the manager, dive into any of these roles and rationales and really understand why they're either qualified or unqualified and really dive into the feedback, I can do that. And that's super important because that's how you arm and equip the decision makers who are overwhelmed with so many applicants and applications. Now, if I go in here, let's take Evan West, for example. Let's see his feedback. You can see he gives a skill score of 6.7, risk of 2.5, which is pretty good. You can dive into sort of education, dive into experience, um, hard skills, soft skills, industry experience, leadership experience, technical proficiency. Now, this gives a holistic overview of the kind of background that he has, so you can dive into specifics and make really, really targeted judgments. And now I can dive into sort of a risk assessment. It's important because before I even want to waste any time or determine if this is someone worth talking to in the next step, I can really have a general overview that dives into all the metrics, KPIs, etc., etc. So we have a 10% risk of a fake CV, percent job hopping, stalled career over qualification. So basically, you have everything in every sort of metric you need here to really understand, hey, is this a risky applicant? Is this someone that might be more challenging to move across to the next stage? And just get a general overview of all of that in this assessment. So that's that. Now, if I go into the interview stage, now, of the people that received it, a lot of people are pending, meaning they haven't started the interview yet. Um, However, there are some people that have done it and completed it. You can see here. So if I go into the next stage where I can see the actual screening results, I can dive into any of these individuals and see, hey, this is how they performed, this is kind of their strengths, and kind of benchmark that across everybody. That's super important because let's say I have 10,000 people. It will be so much time saved if I really have a snapshot of who's performing well, who is not performing well, have all that data aggregated into one clean area. So now, if I want to sort of dive into this, I can basically say, hey, Faith is the one that's performing the best, so might as well see the interview insights. So I can see that she's really, really strong on data annotation, the technical insights, um, a really solid proficiency, high level of accuracy, which is amazing. The candidate is really clear, so on all aspects, they're super, super clear. Skills shine through. Um, no indications of assistance. That's super important. So very has a high level of integrity. Um, no red flags. Okay, so vagueness can be an issue, but that's not a big deal, at least for our purposes. So basically, here, the model assessed on all these factors and determined it is a neutral or potential fit. So as the manager, I'd love to get to know more and basically even invite to a further interview. So of the people selected, the top one was the one I showed. And you can see that whole filtration process from, let's say they had thousands and thousands, to now knowing which one and who to go for. And that's super important because it kind of equips you with all the info needed. And yeah, so I'll be reaching out and I hope you enjoyed that.